Just to be clear for the listeners, you all know that we do not promote this type of activity. But when you're behind bars, this is just a way of survival. It's a totally different world over here than it is in there. And everybody learns from their mistakes. And we're just using this as an educational platform for this right now.
That's exactly what I tell my followers, my subscribers, my listeners, or the ones that are willing to listen, is even though I still am involved in an organization, I do not promote that stuff. If you go into prison, and as long as you don't have any crazy charges, you can fly solo dolo, don't have to join any gang or organization, and you will actually get out a lot faster than if you were.
When you think back to your time in there, you most definitely have seen some pretty crazy shit go down. What was some of the stuff, if you can even speak on it, you've seen happen in there?
I hit the yard of Mount Olive. Most of the guys up there are never going home. 800-year sentences, 1,000-year sentences, life without, plus XX, or some dudes have life in other states, so they're not going anywhere. The ones that ran the yard up there were Aryan Brotherhood, all right? And these guys were from out west, all right? They pretty much caught murder charges and fled this way and got caught here. They didn't have numbers, but they will kill you. Every single last one of them have already killed somebody in there. Now, these guards also were literally bringing in pounds of methamphetamine, pounds of weed for these guys. Now, they all got hit, and there was a big operation. There was 29 COs that ended up getting fired. They found bullets, like multiple bullets, because they were gonna escape. These guys were gonna escape. They're gonna make those zip tie guns or whatever it is. They were gonna make those things and get out of there. AB were running the yard. I get up to Mount Olive. This is my third day on the yard. There's the baby raper who was doing squats. A dude named Trooper, Aryan Brotherhood guy. Reason why they call him Trooper is because he ended up killing a state trooper, so they call him Trooper, right? So he ends up coming up behind dude, taps the baby raper's spot on the shoulder and tells him to move out the way. So he commences to stab this dude from here on up almost 30 times. What he was wanting to do, he wanted to take dude's head off and walk off the weight pile with his little trophy, right? So I'm up there on the pod, and how it's set up, everything outside. To do anything, you have to go outside. And in the center of the whole massive compound is the weight pile, and it's actually inside of a barbed wire fence. So there's one way in and one way out. You can't just scurry off. Someone starts yelling oh, dude's getting smoked. So I turn around, and you just see blood everywhere, and troopers walking off the weight pile, going through the little turnstile thing, caked in blood. You could see he had a mass. It was like this long. It was a sword. It was rebar. It was a sword. Walked off with that thing, and COs didn't know what to do. They didn't. This was crazy. They didn't know what to do. He just kind of stood there for a little bit before they could gather up enough COs to actually come down and handle the situation. That was the craziest thing I'd ever really seen in my life, honestly. That was nuts.
Yeah. Do they have live rounds to shoot from in the towers at you guys?
Yeah, they got live rounds, but I will say Mount Olive, on average, there's probably a killing every month and a half, 2 months, 3 pushing it. But regularly, there's a killing, stabbings all the time. I've never heard of anybody getting shot with a live round within the prison, and that kind of says a lot. You know what I'm saying? With all that type of killing, because most of the time it's dudes end up killing somebody and it's already done and over with by the time the COs end up coming. So they're not fighting someone to escape or something. There's 3-4 fences and they're electric and stuff. You ain't escaped. No one has ever escaped from there yet. There's been attempts, but no one. No.
During your time there, did you have any guards that you were able to get shit through? Were the guards corrupt like that, or was it a different scene?
Yeah, they were corrupt up there, but this is kind of, I guess, honestly, this is kind of like every prison and jail system. If you've got a jail or prison that's closer to the city, you're going to have a lot more urban individuals. I think that's a good way to say it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you go out to the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of the mountains, you're going to have some good old boys. You know what I'm saying? So that's the people they gravitated to. So yeah, these AV dudes really had these COs unlocked because these were some cornbread fed motherfuckers. So up there at Mount Olive, no COs was unlocked. I didn't see none of that. No, not at
Mm.
that. No, absolutely not. Now Huntsville was a little bit different, but Mount Olive, it was the good old boys. Absolutely.
What about for phones at the place that you were at before Mount Olive? Which place was that? What was the name of it?
Huntsville, Huntsville,
Huttonsville.
Huntsville.
Well, how much did a phone go for in there?
honestly, the whole bid, I personally only laid eyes on one phone. It was like $900, and it was an Android. Now there had been phones starting from $500 for like a little flip phone from the right or wrong person. Actually, they'd overcharge you obviously for a flip phone, but some of these dudes, from what I heard, and I'm pretty sure they did, had the Galaxies, the iPhones, and stuff. But yeah, I'd only personally only seen one, and they were kind of expensive. With being on the gang unit up at Huttonsville, they did roundups on a regular basis. Just like I said, DMI was kind of hated because back in the earlier days, they were doing a lot of dumb stuff. So people did fear the name, but it was dumb stuff. People pretty much just feared that they would get hit over some dumb stuff. You know what I mean? So they did a lot of roundups. So we try not to have a lot of stuff in our cells. Itself, I would have never been able to have one. They hit me too much. I was public enemy number one. It's hard to keep stuff in the cell.
Why were you public enemy number one? What brought the attention to you?
Having the mindset that I need to make a name for myself when I first went in. When I felt like, because they knew who I was, right? But I wanted to make sure they knew who I was, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have, now being a gangster and all that stuff, I didn't change who I was. I mean, but I would pretty much go on missions. If something came up, right, I'd be like, look, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. After doing that a couple times and getting away with some stuff and then not getting away with some stuff, doing a long time in the hole, I was like, who am I impressing? Like, I'm going home in 5 years. None of these dudes are gonna be home with me. This guy doesn't even live over here, so why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? Now, I never strayed away. Don't get me wrong. Never dropped my flag or walked away or whatever you may be. But after you no matter where you go, after you put enough stuff in, you can kind of start sitting back and start calling the shots and stuff. And that's kind of how it went. First got in, I'm like, yeah, man, I want to be Mr. Cool. I want people to like me. That's dumb, dude. That was the mistake I made. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's going to like you. That's cool. I'm cool with that. A lot of people didn't like me.
So how long did you maintain that? Did you try and maintain that?
The maintaining was pretty much wanting to go on missions. I'd say after about 2.5 years, I was like, look, I don't need to go on any missions anymore. You know what I'm saying? There's no need for me to. That's why the COs, they're running in my cell every 3.5 weeks looking for knives. They love that stuff. Looking for any tattoo stuff. Knives was what they were really, really looking for because that was the thing that they wanted off me.
Now, how much contact did you have with family when you were on the inside?
Family still always talk to me. Money wise, they send me $30-$40 a month. They had the money, but I didn't ask for it like that. At the end of the day, I'm in my 20s. I'm in prison. I need to do something in here. I can work in here. They send me money. I talk to my family though. You know what I'm saying? They never came and saw me just because it was 5 hours away. That's one trip. One trip each way. I didn't want my parents to have to go through that. They're a little bit older. Their eyes aren't as good as they used to be. So I never got a visit family-wise while I was up in actually prison. So, but yeah, I got to talk to them on the phone whenever I wanted to call, sisters and stuff, brother-in-law, a few friends here and there would stay in contact with me, here and there. But I'm glad I didn't have my girl at the time, before I got locked up a couple months prior, me and my fiance, I ended up breaking up with her, right? Some other stuff. I'm glad that I didn't have a female on the other end where I had to stress because a lot of these dudes, I saw that they stressed over their chicks 24/7. So the only thing I had to stress on was my parents' health and well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Women, women will kill you no matter what, inside, outside, man. Did you have female COs in there?
Oh yeah, female COs, female nurses. That was my route. That's the route I went.
Let's
Was
hear it. Let's hear it. You must have
nurse,
got
you know what I'm
something.
saying? The COs knew me, you know what I'm saying? And they actually knew me by my nickname. By the time I got to Huttonsville, my name, because the gang unit was 70 individuals. Now, this didn't hold all the gang members. This was the most violent, the leaders of gangs and organizations was up there. There were some dudes that weren't affiliated, but they were violent individuals. So it wasn't a big pod. Like I said, 70 individuals. The COs, they only had dudes that pretty much worked on the gang unit. So CO wise, I didn't see them enough to try to do something. But nurses, I knew when I got out, I wanted to try to get on Xanax so I could get rid of it. This is the mindset I had when I first went in. So I was like, I'm gonna try to get on pills in here, say it messed my head up. So when I go outside, anxiety, PTSD, now give me Xannies and I can sell them. So I'd always go to pill call to get these Buspars and Seroquel. God, man. So the nurse was always up there. So she was, I'm not gonna say her name, but oh man, she had, her shoe game was above all. You know what I mean? Like every day with different scrubs, with different color shoes, hair always done up, Gucci frames. She's this blonde, Caucasian lady, blonde hair, right? Of course, we're out in the mountains. There was no black people out there. There's no black COs. And I knew that she swayed to the dark side because she had a black child. So I knew that she went that way. So that was my end. So I would, how it started, Valentine's Day, I took up a pack of Skittles and M&Ms, and during pill call, you know, kind of slid them to her in a way that I wouldn't get caught. And she's like, "What's this for?" I was like, "Well, I know your man's ain't get you nothing." I just started laughing and walked away. She thought it was funny. That's all it was for, you know what I'm saying? A couple days later, I went up there, took some stamps, took a book of stamps to her and slid them to her. She's like, "What's this?" I was like, "So you can write me back when I write you." I wasn't worried about her action. I just wanted to see what she would say.
Yeah.
How hard can I get in that door? She was like, "You're funny. I'd rather talk, but you know, I appreciate it though." So after that, you know what I'm saying? I never did anything physically with her there at the facility. No, nothing there. Now after the fact, after getting out, it's a whole different story. But that was my route. Let me say that was my route.
It gives you something to look forward to as well every day. It gives your mind something to do.
Absolutely, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's physical touching, but you know, as long as you listen, you don't need no pickup lines. As long as you listen, because the female will tell you everything she wants. Just listen. She'll tell you everything. All right, well, now you know what to say. Now you know what to do. It's easy. Now you get whatever.
So let's fast forward. You get out, you get yourself a job. And when do you feel that it's time to start pursuing your medical career?
So I get out July 2016. By August, I'm working in a factory. I end up getting fired. I ended up getting cussed out by a manager, so I cussed her back. Didn't know she was a manager. They still fired me, even though she cussed me first. I don't know. So I started building roof trusses. Did that for like a year and a half. And a lot of these, and I'm going to say older dudes, in my head, I don't think older, but being in that type of field, busting your back, I'm thinking 50 and 60 years old, that's older out here building roof trusses. You know, these pitches are steep, man. So they're making good money, but they're complaining about their backs. They're complaining about their, you know, their legs, their hips, whatever. Even the dudes in their 40s are really complaining that I've been doing this for 20 years. So I'm like, damn, man, yeah, this is good money, but how can I do something where I don't got to get hot, sweaty, dirty? My fingers are all banged up. I've got cuts everywhere from these plates that are going on, because these plates are sharp that you put on these, you know, build these trusses together. So I'm like, man. So locally, there's a college. It's an accelerated program, so you can go and get your medical assistance degree in 9 months. You know, and in my head, I'm like, you know, man, I could probably do that. So stop building roof trusses. I started delivering newspapers in the morning. This is the everyday thing, like Monday through Sunday, every day. at 2 in the morning. While I was building root trust, like I said, there's a couple of dudes that would complain about their back. And I just sit there and talk to them and listen to them, just take a lot of knowledge in for building. And I was like, man, I would love to help people, man. Like, you know what I mean? That's what kind of gave me the call. And there's a guy that worked there that used to deliver newspapers. And he was like, look, I can get you in here. So that's how I was able to keep working while going to school full time. So I started, delivering newspapers with him where he was at and kind of work my way up. As in, that's where the whole shoe thing comes in. Start selling shoes to get a little extra money.
The kids come full circle now. So you are helping people instead of hurting people. You're bringing life back to them. What exactly do you do in a day?
Say if any of you guys were to ever go to a hospital or an urgent care, the nurse that would bring you back, get your vitals, if they were need to do any testing, COVID, flu, strep, RSV, anything. If you need any type of injections, shots, any type of shots, that would be me. Any phlebotomy, if you need any blood drawn, that would be me. Pretty much everything except for x-rays and prescribing new medications. Medical assistant degree, but I'm currently enrolled going to Hagerstown Community College because I'm wanting to get my bachelor's in nursing, just because with being within the medical field, the only way to make more money is to get more stuff behind your name, pretty much. You got to take that route if I want to make more money.
That's awesome, man. No, that's awesome. I'm proud that you're doing that for yourself. That's really good.
Yeah, you sound extremely driven.
Yeah, dude, listen, I'm tired. What drives me is before my parents die, I want them to know that they didn't raise a failure. I'm trying to do anything I can to not only support myself, but also possibly, maybe at the end of the day, maybe give them back what I've taken from. You know what I mean? Not really give back to them, set them up. I mean, they're already retired and they're good, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd like to be able to do something really nice for them just to show, like, I know that they know I love them and stuff like that, but I just really want to do something crazy for them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. When at the end of every episode, we ask our guests to give a positive message to any youth that are growing up, similar situation to you, or maybe just someone that's relatable to your story. What would you have to say to them?
I would say that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you came from the streets, if you came from a well-to-do home, anybody can do something wrong and get in trouble. Always listen to the ones around you, even though you may not think that whatever someone may say may be valuable information. Knowledge is first and foremost. Take everything and store it for later. You never know, and never judge a book by its cover, because there's a lot of individuals who have passed up opportunities from individuals they didn't think might have valuable information. And it doesn't matter, as long as you work hard, you can accomplish anything. I don't have any drug charges or violent crime, so I was able to actually get in the medical field. Now, some people don't have that opportunity, and that's just law, pretty much. There's certain things that will hold you back from doing that, but you can become successful by any way. Honestly, you really don't need college to become successful. As long as you have a passion and a drive, you can work hard, but you will succeed and you will be very, very profitable and be very prosperous. But it is going to take hard work and dedication. So never give up. If you really got a dream, just work hard for it and you will get it. It may take some time, but you'll get it. Don't lose track, and keep positive individuals around you at all times. Never any negativity, because people do not want to see you succeed. So you want to have people around you that are growing within themselves and also wanting to see you grow. It's easy to want to do something better for yourself with positivity around you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell the people where they can find you.
My YouTube channel is Life in Prison WV. You can find me over on Instagram also at life_in_prison__. And, like I said, I do videos about my time in prison along with getting out, and also with individuals still locked up in prison. I also do ones with people that have also gotten out of prison, such as you guys, and everyone's got a story. People that have less subscribers than me or larger subscribers, we're all a community, and we're not fighting. We're not competing against each other. There's so much out there that really the only thing we should be doing is promoting each other, because regardless, the only way I'm going to make more money is if I put more time and put my videos out there. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So I'm always out here promoting positivity, because the more videos you guys put out, I know how hard you guys are working. So I'm gonna congratulate you for that and tell you to keep going, because that's dope. You know, it's
yeah, man. Yeah. So keep up the great work. Your videos are phenomenal. So keep it up. We are loving the content.
Appreciate that, guys. I greatly appreciate you guys having me on here, man, too, as well.
No problem, man. Anytime. Right on. Zach, it's been a pleasure. Broken Home Podcast, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Check out your boy Zack. Check out your boy Zack. Subscribe.
Hit that subscribe
comment.
button.
Do it up. Do it up. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in again.